Alec Bradley Max White. Hey everybody, Alec, this is Cigar vlog. Okay, so once again, it's one of those days where it's cold, snowy, but not cold enough to actually not be icy, so everything's like turning to a mud puddle. And everybody's out walking the dog. So I'm gonna take a second here, cut and light without having to make a muddy mess of myself, and start talking a little bit more about the actual cigar here. So 2 shakes. Okay, so got it lit. Hopefully nobody's gonna come walking through the tunnel mid update. Flavor so far? No spice. Light creamy. Light's a little lopsided, but I'll fix that in a second. Interesting start so far. Well, I'm going to get this light fixed, get it down to the 1st inch, and say a little bit more about this. Okay, so proper inch in. Main flavors is a rather piquant spiciness, a slight leathery note, a little earthy, touch of bitterness. And when I say bitter, I mean bitter like you'd find in a good stout ale. No sweet. And a retrohale of spice, I want to say slightly nutty, maybe the touch of cocoa in the nose. Me. But there's a lot of flavor going on in this one, which is good. I like that. Part of the fun of smoking with some of these is picking out which notes you actually are keyed to. So anyway, I've done a MAXX Black before, which I think was a Maduro wrapper. This is, I want to say, possibly a Habano. The main differences between the black and the white is the wrapper. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think the actual blend is the same or at least similar. The key takeaway here is that different wrapper, different flavor. But anyway, so far, turned out pretty good. Also, it's just warm enough to be a muddy mess out here, so yeah, I'm going to be standing around for a bit in the cold. So I'm going to go ahead and get this down to the halfway point, try not to freeze my fingers off, and give it an update from there. Okay, so hit the halfway point so far. We'll start off as kind of a piquant, leathery note. It's gotten a little muted. It's still there, but it's kind of a little toned down a bit. I'm kind of noticing that as I get into the halfway point, or yeah, it's about the halfway point there, it's starting to take on kind of a, I want to say like an earthy sweetness. Subtly sweet, subtly earthy. It still has a little more muted spice and leather note. Very creamy smoke. Not bad. Kind of a lot going on, which is good. That said, I'm thinking maybe it's the ring gauge or I have messed up humidity, but there's always one stupidly loud bike or car. And I notice I've been having to do little touch-ups here and there. So not the biggest burn issue, but out of the group of Alec Bradleys I've had, I think I've had one that hasn't had some oddball burn issue. This one's not real bad, but just something to kind of keep an eye on. I don't know if it's the ring gauge or humidity, but every so often there may be a touch-up involved. Otherwise, it's actually not burning halfway bad. I keep smelling like fried food, so I don't know if it's like chimichangas or fries or somebody doing egg rolls, but there's a bunch of restaurants over there and I keep smelling them, and it's very distracting. Anyway, it is getting chilly out here. I just want to have a little bit of a note here about the guys that have the stupidly loud cars. I always find it funny when you find somebody that's got this big loud, real loud, just roaring engine, but they're like putzing down the road at 20 miles an hour. That's kind of one of those situations where I think, was it really worth it to do that to your car? For some guys, yes it is. For your neighbors, they're about ready to shoot you. Anyway, I'm going to get this down to the nub, like the finger burning nub, and give it a wrap up from there. Okay, I'd say that looks like a pretty good nub. Also, I'm kind of running out of real estate for fingers. So far, flavors are mixed. A lot of flavors. Relatively consistent. Starts off real heavy, real spice, picante spice, leathery notes. Mellows out to still having that piquant spice, a little bit leathery note, but also kind of an earthy sweetness, occasional nuttiness in the retrohale, and a subtle sweet note, along with a little bit of a bitter. I could definitely recommend pairing this with a good stout ale, or whatever coffee you happen to like. Overall though, slight touch-ups aside, burned pretty well, which kind of makes me think that I probably have a humidity storage issue, but not bad. If you get them for a decent price, definitely check these out. Overall, good cigar. Probably want to get this in a slightly smaller ring gauge, provided they actually make a smaller ring gauge. This is, I want to say, maybe a 58 gauge, so it's a little chunky. And bigger gauges have a lot of filler, so for more intense flavor, you end up going a little bit less filler in just a smaller gauge. So that would be my recommendation. Check these out, maybe a little narrower. Otherwise, not bad. Anyway, I'm freezing my fingers off, so I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up here. If you like this review or any other review, like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you had a different experience. Beyond that, check out my Twitch stream. Sunday to Friday night, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. If you can't make it live, it'll end up on YouTube eventually. And eventually, I'll remember to link the damn page. Anyway, that's all I got for this one. I'll see you next time.